Right, welcome back. In this lesson, we're going to look at how we rationalize the denominator. When rationalizing a denominator, we are changing the denominator from the set form to a rational number. When the denominator is in set form, then we need to convert it to a rational number. Right, before I give you examples, I want you to remember this. Remember that square root of a times square root of a is equal to what? This is equal to a, isn't it? Right? Or if you say square root of a squared, you get a, right? The other thing, if you have an expression like this, let's say you have a minus square root of b, and then times a plus square root of b, like this. Do you see that we have these two binomials? If we multiply them, they give us what? Difference of two squares. Do you see that? Remember difference of two squares? X minus y, then x plus y is equal to x squared minus y squared. So it's the same thing here. This will give us a squared, then minus square root of b squared. And then square root of b squared becomes b. So it's going to be a squared minus b, something like that. Okay, so remember that. And then what do we call these pairs here? These are called conjugate pairs. So the conjugate of a minus square root of b is a plus square root of b, or vice versa. The conjugate of a plus square root of b is a minus square root of b. So please remember this as we do these few examples. Right, let's start with this one. Let's say we have 2 over square root of 5. Right, we want to rationalize square root of 5. So what you do, you multiply this denominator square root of 5 by square root of 5. But if you multiply the denominator by square root of 5, you must also do the same thing with the numerator. So it becomes times square root of 5 over square root of 5. So you multiply the denominator by square root of 5, you also multiply the numerator by square root of 5. That's what equivalent fractions, remember. And then what we get 2 root 5 over what is square root of 5 times square root of 5. We talked about this. So this gives you 5. You see that? So now the denominator has been rationalized. When it gets such, what you do, you have to multiply the denominator by its conjugate. Right? What will be the conjugate of 2 minus square root of 7? It should be what? 2 plus square root of 7. Then this will lead to a difference of two squares. So you must also multiply the numerator by 2 plus square root of 7. Okay? And then if you multiply this and this, it leads to what? To a difference of two squares. So it means at the numerator, we have 2 times 2 plus square root of 7. And then at the denominator, we have 2 squared minus square root of 7 squared, isn't it? And then what we get? If we distribute that, we get 4 plus 2 square root of 7 over, okay, what is 4 minus 7? This is 4, this is 7. 4 minus 7 should be negative 3. Take out 2, and it becomes 2 plus square root of 7, and then over negative 3, or the whole thing being negative. You can write negative 2 times 2 plus square root of 7 over 3 is fine. Now the denominator is rational. If you have something as 2 over 3 square root of 2 like that, 3 times square root of 2 as your denominator. Okay, we do the same thing. So this is times square root of 2 times square root of 2. And then 2 times square root of 2, that will be 2 root 2. And then 3 times square root of 2 times square root of 2. These 2 will give us what? A 2, isn't it? Square root of 2 times square root of 2 will give us a 2. Then it becomes 3 times 2, which is 6. Then you can simplify this, because 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 6, 3. So we have square root of 2 over 3. What about this one? Let's say we have 5 and then cube root of 7. What do we do? To change this cube root of 7 into a rational number, it means you have to multiply by cube root of 7. Okay, cube root of 7, and also multiply by cube root of 7 again, because cube root of 7 cubed will give you 7. See that? So in the denominator we have 3 of them, 1, 2, 3. That's like cube root of 7 cubed. That will give us 7. So the denominator becomes 7. Now the numerator becomes 5 times and then cube root of 7 squared, this part. Cube root of 7 squared is going to be cube root of 7, like this, and then squared. Now our denominator is rational, because it's an integer, or you can say natural number or whole number. This one says, show that a over square root of b minus square root of b over b is equal to this expression. So what do we do here? We're dealing with fractions here, okay? So we can change this irrational denominator into a rational number, okay? So how do we do that? We have to multiply by square root of b. It becomes a over square root of b times square root of b, and then times square root of b, like that, and then minus square root of b over b. And then square root of b times square root of b will give us b. So at the top we have a square root of b over b minus square root of b over b, like that. Okay, this is the same as a square root of b minus square root of b over b, isn't it? And then if you check your numerator, we have a highest common factor, which is square root of b there. We can factor it out. So if you factor out square root of b, and then if you divide this by square root of b, you remain with a. Then minus, if you divide this by square root of b, you remain with 1. Okay, and then over b. So you've managed to do that. Okay, let's do the last one. We have to show that this expression is the same as that. What is x to the power negative 1? So this is like 1 over x plus x minus 2. Now, what is the LCD? LCD is x. So what are we going to do? We're going to say this over 1, this over 1. We multiply it by x, we multiply it by x. Then do the same thing here. We multiply the denominator by x, multiply the numerator by x. Okay, then what do we get? We get the square root of 1 over x plus x squared over x, then minus 2x over x, which is the same as, now the denominators are the same, isn't it? So it's the same as 1 plus x squared minus 2x over x. And then we can rearrange this. We can rearrange this and write it in standard form, where this is like x squared minus 2x plus 1, and then over x, right? And then you can factorize this. You can clearly see that this is actually a result of squaring a binomial, because x squared is a perfect square, and then 1 is also a perfect square. And then here negative 2 is when we say 2 times x times negative 1. Our bracket should be x minus 1 squared, like that. Okay, but if you want to do it in the long way, normal way, right? So we have x squared minus 2x plus 1, right? We look for the factors of positive 1 that can give us negative 2. It should be negative 1 and negative 1, isn't it? So it means our bracket should be x minus 1 and then x minus 1, like that. So which is what? Which is x minus 1 squared. So this is like x minus 1 squared. So it becomes square root of x minus 1 squared over x, which is the same as square root of x minus 1 squared over square root of x. Okay, and then let's rationalize the denominator. We multiply by square root of x, we multiply by square root of x. Okay, so we have our square root of x here. And then what is the square root of x minus 1 squared? The square and the square root, they cancel each other out. You remember that. And then we remain with just x minus 1, like that. And then here, square root of x times square root of x, that will be x. So that's the answer. We've managed to write that in this form.